Hey, so welcome to another session of Lecturate and Commonly Used Statistical Tools for Data Analysis. So for today, I'll be discussing the analysis of independent sample data. Okay, so before we start, make sure that you have already installed in your device or laptop the Jamovi software. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so what are independent sample data? So independent sample data usually are group of data that are not related. So not necessarily of the same sample size for each group. But if ever they are of the same sample size, this group of data are independent or not related at all. So they may have different set of respondents for each group of your data. Okay, so when do we apply the test of independent groups? So I have here three sample objectives, study objectives, where we can apply or requires the application of the test of independent groups. Okay, so if the problem wants to determine the significant difference, let's say on knowledge level on comprehensive sex education along gender. So we determine, is there a significant difference on the knowledge level on NCSE between male and female? What about a study on determining if the family size is associated with place of residence? If one is residing either in a rural or urban area, is there a significant difference on their family size according to the place of residence? Another objective would be, is there a significant difference on reading comprehension between traditional learning and flipped classroom learning? So these are objectives wherein the group of sample data are independent or not related at all. Okay, so how do we analyze difference of two independent groups of data? Okay, so before we do that, okay, we have to check if our data satisfies the test of normality. Okay, so for this particular test, we determine, is your data normally distributed or not? Okay, because this will dictate us on the particular method of statistics that we're going to apply. Okay, so if data is normally distributed, okay, so if data is normally distributed, we use the parametric method. Specifically for this type of data, we use the t-test independent. But if the data is not normally distributed, then we use its non-parametric counterpart. The non-parametric counterpart of t-test independent is the Mann-Whitney or the Wilcoxon-Rank sum test. Okay, so how do we determine if our data is normally distributed or not? So what are the features of a test of a normally distributed data? Okay, so a normally distributed data has no presence of extreme values or outliers. So there are no extremely high or extremely low values. Okay, so when the data is normally distributed, this allows the use of parametric methods in the data treatment. Otherwise, non-parametric method is used. Okay, so how do we determine if our data is normally distributed? So we have three tests of normality. We have the Anderson-Darling test. Okay, we have the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test. So this is appropriate for samples greater than 200. And for samples less than 100, okay, it is more appropriate to use the Shapiro-Wilk test. Okay, so what will be our basis for concluding that your data is normally distributed? Okay, we have this decision rule that if the data is normally distributed, the p-value is greater than the 0.05 level of significance, or this is your alpha. Again, the decision rule would be the data is normally distributed if the p-value is greater than the level of significance. Okay, let's have some examples. Okay, so in this particular illustration, you have two variables involved. Okay, you have the job satisfaction. Okay, job satisfaction index score, and you have your behavioral score. Okay? So in this particular study, we use the Shapiro-Wilk test to determine if the data of or if these variables are normally distributed. Okay, so all you have to do is look at their corresponding P. Okay, so for job satisfaction index score, the p-value, the Shapiro p-value is this one, 0.073. Again, we go back to the decision rule. The data is normally distributed if the p-value is greater than 0.05 level of significance. Okay, what do you think? Does this particular variable satisfies the test of normality? Is this variable, the job satisfaction index score, a normally distributed data or not? What about your behavioral score? Okay, your behavioral score has a Shapiro p-value of less than 0.001. It's very low. Again, let's go back to your decision rule. Data is normally distributed if the p-value is greater than zero point zero 0.05 level of significance. Okay. So since the p-value of the job satisfaction index score is greater than zero point zero 0.05, therefore, job satisfaction index score is normally distributed. So if your data is normally distributed, we apply the parametric methods. What about your behavioral score? Okay, behavioral score is not normally distributed since the p-value 0.001, okay, is less than zero point zero 0.05. Okay, so if it's less than zero point zero 0.05, then your data is not normally distributed. So we use the non-parametric methods. Okay, again, if your data is normally distributed, specifically independent data, we use the parametric method. Okay, but under this, under the t-test independent, once you have identified, determined that your data is normally distributed, your next step is to identify or determine if the variances of your data are equal or not. Okay? So if the variances of your data are not equal, okay, you're going to use the Welch test. And if the variances are equal or homogeneous, then we use the student's t-test. Okay, so that's under parametric method. Okay, whereas if your data is not normally distributed, then we use the non-parametric method, non-parametric counterpart. So this is the Mann-Whitney U test or the Wilcoxon rank sum test. Again, don't be confused with your Wilcoxon. We have two Wilcoxon. We have the Wilcoxon signed test and we have the Wilcoxon rank sum test. The Wilcoxon rank sum test is another name for Mann-Whitney U test. This is a non-parametric method used to determine differences of two independent data. While the Wilcoxon signed test is also a non-parametric test, but this is used to determine the differences of paired or dependent data. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so the decision rule would be there is significant difference between the two groups of data if the p-value is less than the level of significance. Okay, so let's have now our data. Make sure that before you use the Jamovi, your data in Excel is already opened. Okay, so take a look at the arrangement of the data. Okay, so for this particular illustration, the objective is to determine or to find out if there is a significant difference on the reading scores of students under traditional and flipped classroom. Okay, so for this particular tallied data, the traditional is coded as um, is under the control name, control group of data, and the flipped classroom, this is for the traditional, and the flipped classroom is under the experimental group. Okay, so there will be one column for the group. Okay, so that contains the control and the experimental and its corresponding reading scores. Okay, so take note of the arrangement of your data. So how are we going to analyze this using the Jamovi? Okay, so let's open our Jamovi. Okay, so let's open our Jamovie. And all you have to do is just import the data. So make sure, again, you make sure that your Excel data has already been opened initially before you open your Jamovie. Okay? Okay. So all you have to do is open or import the data. The good thing about Jamovie is that you can input data from different programs like Excel, Google Sheet, from data from SPSS. Okay? So, how do we start? So, yung upper left na lines, you click that, and then you click open. Okay? Browse, you look for the tallied data in Excel. Okay, kung saan nyo man siya sinave. Okay, ayan. Okay, so you will notice na, once you've opened the file, the data will appear at the left side of the window. Okay, so you now have the group and then the, okay, corresponding reading score. Okay, so initially, you click the t-test and then independent sample t-test. Okay. Okay, the dependent box will contain the numerical value, okay, the reading score, and then the grouping variable will contain the group. But initially, if you look at the data, the reading score has this icon of a nominal variable. So you might want to change that because your reading scores is not in nominal scale. Okay, so all you have to do is click that and then change natin from nominal to continuous because these are continuous data, the scores. Okay, so okay na tayo. Okay, let's go back. So we input this reading score, lagay natin dito sa dependent variable na box and then the group, lagay natin dito sa baba. Okay, it's important also that we check the descriptive so that we will know what is the mean score of the two groups. Okay, so initially, naka-default ito sa t-test. Ibig sabihin, pag t-test, normally distributed. But let's check if it indeed it's normally distributed. The reading scores are normally distributed. Okay, so dito sa baba, consider the assumption check. I want you to check normality test. Okay, so you will see here na, okay, dito under normality, ito sa part na to, okay, this data is actually, ang sample size niya is 60 plus. So, given the sample size, we apply the Shapiro-Wilk. So, if you look at the Shapiro-Wilk, the p-value is 0.0048. Shapiro-Wilk is 0.0048. It's less than 0.05. Therefore, your data is not normally distributed. So, that means we're going to use the Mann-Whitney. So, if you look at the left side of the window, naka-check ang students. So, you uncheck that. We use the Mann-Whitney. Ayan. Okay? So, you have now the result of the Mann-Whitney. Ito na. The p-value for the Mann-Whitney is 0.0019. 0.0019. Okay, this one. Say, for example, your data is normally distributed. Okay? For example lang po, normally distributed yung data natin. Okay? So, lagay natin dito. If you recall, a while ago, sabi ko, if the data is normally distributed, your next step is to determine if your variances are equal or not. Okay, so sa left side ng window, under assumption check, I want you to check homogeneity test. Okay, so sa right side, makikita natin dito yung table ng homogeneity. So look at your Levins. The p-value of your Levins is 0.0480. The decision rule for this one is the same with the normality test, wherein if the p-value is greater than 0.05, your variances are equal. Otherwise, if it's less than 0.05, your variances are not equal. So it appears here that the p-value is zero point zero 0.04. It's less than zero point zero 0.05. Therefore, your variances are not equal. So sabi natin, if your variances are not equal, you're going to use the Welch t-test. So initially, naka-check dito yung student's t. Student's t-test is for variances that are equal. So since the variances are not equal, based on the Levene's test, we check the Welch and check natin yung students. Okay? So, correspondingly, makikita natin dito yung result ng Welch t-test wherein the p-value is 0.0016. 0.0016. Actually, it has almost the same result with your Mann-Whitney. Okay? So, how do we now, given the output of your statistics, how do we interpret the value? Okay, so let's go back to our PowerPoint. Okay, so we've done this a while ago wherein we checked the Shapiro. So if you look at the result of the Shapiro, it's 0.0048. Why Shapiro? Because in this particular test, the sample size is approximately nasa 60 plus siya. Okay, so it's less than 100. So less than 100, the appropriate test of normality is the Shapiro-Wilk test. Okay, so proceeding, diba? We have, as based on the Shapiro, your data is not normally distributed. So we use the Mann-Whitney as illustrated a while ago. Okay, I want you to look at the value of your P. The value of your P is 0.0019. Okay, so since the value is less than, okay, 0.05, there is significant difference on the reading scores between traditional and flipped classroom. It's important that you show also the descriptive so that if the result of the test will establish significant difference, then you can see now, okay? Makikita natin kung saan yung mas mataas na mean score. Take note that the control, that is the traditional class, has a mean of 30.7, whereas the experimental or the flipped classroom has a mean score of 37.6 or approximately 38. So it's very obvious that the reading score of the experimental or the flipped classroom is significantly greater than or higher than the reading scores of the students under the traditional learning method. Ayan. So how do we present this in our chapter 4? So usually this is a sample presentation of your statistical output. Okay, so you show here the table, the result of the statistical test, and of course the descriptives and the statistical interpretation. Okay, so we have here the results of Shapiro-Wilk test show that the post score of students under traditional and flipped classroom learning are not normally distributed. You may um, include the p-value of your Shapiro-Wilk, naka-enclose sa parentheses. So this leads us to the use of non-parametric Mann-Whitney in testing their difference. So results of the test reveal significant difference on the post-average score of the traditional and flipped classroom learning. And again, naka-enclose yung corresponding mean score, mean reading score. So it shall be observed that the average score of the flipped classroom learning, or FCL, is significantly higher than the average score of the traditional. Okay, take note that uh, what is provided here is purely statistical interpretation. So you need to add further discussion by discussing its implication. That's number one. Second, theoretical groundings, if any. Does the findings validated the result, the theories that you have mentioned in your RRL? Na validate niya ba? And thirdly, you have to discuss the similarities and differences with related studies. Okay? Okay, so just in case that again, this is what was illustrated a while ago when your data, what if the data is normally distributed? Okay, so if the data is normally distributed, then you have to check the homogeneity of variances. So the decision rule, variances are equal. Okay, variances are equal. Okay, variances are equal if the p-value is greater than 0.05. the same decision rule with the test of normality. Okay? So from the result of the Levines, it's 0.0480. So the p-value is less than 0.05. So we conclude that the variances are not equal. That's why we use the Welch test. Okay, the result of the Welch test showed that okay, the p-value is 0.0016, almost the same with the result of your Man-Whitney. It's less than 0.05. Okay, so in that case, we'll be providing the same pa rin ang statistical interpretation. May significant difference between the two. Okay? So that's it. That's how we obtain uh, the values, specifically the output, the statistical test output using the Jamovi. Okay, so thank you very much for listening. Okay, for our next session, please watch out for our next sessions. February 17, the analysis of three or more groups of data. February 19, test of correlation. February 24, simple linear regression. And February 26, the test of association.